Thank you for fixing the Wi-Fi. Can I have the new password? I keep seeing other posts about their neighbors stealing Wi-Fi, and I thought I would add mine. Mine is a bit unusual. A little background. I'm a uber geek. I've been an IT person since 1993 and have a lot of very high-end equipment I use at home. I purchase business-grade equipment often instead of consumer-grade equipment, more expensive, but it works a lot better and has some cool features. So when I moved into my last home we were renting, our landlord also ran a small business. He just had a single computer that he used very rarely for internet access. I was getting Fios installed into the house and told him that I would set up my equipment and then, instead of having to pay for DSL, which was very slow, he could just use my Wi-Fi because it would be super fast. So I proceed to get my Fios service and then set up my 2 access points on different channels but with the same name, so you can roam around the house and outside the whole yard and have great coverage. I then take my landlord's computer and connect it to my Wi-Fi, and he is just happy as happy could be. Here is where the choosing beggar comes from. As part of this, my landlord turns off his DSL and sends back the cruddy DSL router with Wi-Fi to the telephone provider. A few days later, I hear a bang 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 on my back door. I open it up and find my neighbor, aka CB, me. Asterisk confused look, asterisk hello, name. Awkward silence. CB. Hi, I wanted to know when you were going to get your internet fixed. Me. My internet is working fine. Why are you in my backyard? CB. Looks around. I always come through the backyard here. I'm friends with your neighbor on the other side, and I always walk through the backyard as a shortcut. Doesn't matter. I'm wanting. Me. I cut him off. Don't walk through my backyard. My wife will get scared. I have a Great Dane that if she's in the backyard, she's not going to be happy you just walking in, and I don't want you to get hurt or her to get out. CB. I don't care about your dog. I want to know why your internet is not working. Me. My internet's working fine. In fact, I'm using it right now. CB. Well, it's not working for me. At this point, it dawns on me what he's saying. I guess I was slow that day. I had thought he came over because his internet wasn't working, and he figured I knew why because mine wasn't working either. He was an older man and kinda gruff with his conversational skills. But it finally dawns on me at this point. Names. Me. To make sure I ask him to clarify. Are you saying your internet is not working? And are you wondering if mine isn't working also? CB. No, my internet was working fine until a few days ago. Now the Wi-Fi that I used to connect to isn't there anymore. But I see a really strong other Wi-Fi named redacted. Me. Ah, I see. The Wi-Fi that you used to connect to was landlord named Tuhund. Wi-Fi for his business. I didn't know he gave you the password, but he no longer has that service. The only Wi-Fi left in this house is mine. CB. I see. Well, thank you for making the Wi-Fi a lot better. I used to hardly get a signal before, but now when I look at Wi-Fis in this area, I see a full 5 bars from your new one. That is great. I just need the new password. Me. I'm not giving you my Wi-Fi password. You need to get your own internet service. CB. What? You have to. I had the old Wi-Fi password. You have to give me your Wi-Fi password. Me. No, I don't. I pay for the internet connection here. I'm not giving you my Wi-Fi password. CB. That's not fair. Fuck you. I'm going to call landlord and tell him he needs to kick you out. Me. Have fun with that. By the way, stay out of my backyard or I'm gonna let my dog out next time and call the cops. So I close the door as he's just fuming at me and watch through the window as he marches out of the backyard back to his yard. Of course, he doesn't close the fence all the way, so I go out there in a few minutes and close it. I also pick up my phone and call my landlord to let him know what is going on. My landlord tells me he didn't even know that the neighbor was using his Wi-Fi. Anyway, the story doesn't end there. Landlord. Redacted. A few days later, I start getting notifications from my access points that someone is trying to break in. This is another great feature of the business class equipment that I have. It sends me a notice that a device at *MAC address* is trying to use a program to guess my password. Being an uber geek, my Wi-Fi password is 15 characters long, with upper, lower, and numbers. So he's probably not guessing it anytime soon. Just to be on the safe side, I actually block his Mac from connecting to my access points at all, and also disable the broadcasting of the name. That weekend, I'm out in my front yard with my laptop doing some work. My neighbor sees me and starts talking to me much more friendly this time. CB, I noticed that your Wi-Fi is no longer online. I guess that just... landlord, made you take it down, eh? Serves you right. Me. I look at him with a bit of a confused face because I'm working on my laptop, which obviously means I would be connected to some type of Wi-Fi, but I guess he doesn't think this way. No, it's working fine. I talked to landlord, and he just laughed when I told him the story. CB, I'm not seeing your Wi-Fi anymore, so I know you are lying. Landlord. Me. I changed it so that it is not broadcasting the name anymore. That way you don't keep trying to break into it. It was sending me emails that you were trying. CB. Asterisk sputtering asterisk. That wasn't me. It probably was someone else. Anyway, you should give me your password. It's not fair that I used to use the old Wi-Fi here, and now I can't use the new one. Me. It's not fair or legal that you were stealing the Wi-Fi that used to be here. By the way, I put up a camera in my backyard, just to make sure you don't try to go through there again. If I see that you have been in my backyard, I will be turning over the footage to the police as you would be trespassing, and I will press charges. CB. F asterisk. CKU. He ended up waking back into his house while I was still in the front yard. I would run across him from time to time after that, walking on the sidewalk in front of my house to get to his friend's house on the other side, always glaring at me. I just waved and laughed. I talked to his friend one day about the whole situation, and he told me that the CB had come to him and complained I wouldn't give him my password. And he told the CB to buy his own internet connection and stop being a cheapskate. I hope you enjoyed the story. I have other stories about this neighbor, but they don't really belong here. And maybe this one doesn't per se, but I see a lot of others, so I thought I would maybe entertain you all a little bit. Story 2. Give my family a free vacation. No, not that one. Take us along on your vacation. My boyfriend's cousin, his paternal uncle's daughter, has 4 children. Each of her kids is the personification of the word bratty. The said cousin refuses to discipline them and constantly makes excuses for their behavior. She's also very judgmental of our decision to not have children. She has often made some snide comments towards me, implying that I'm the selfish cunt who is depriving my BF of the joys of raising children. For these reasons, and for her generally entitled behavior, my boyfriend had cut ties with her. However, when he and I visited his parental home 3 days ago for his parents' anniversary celebration, we ran into her again. My boyfriend's dad had urged him to use this occasion to mend bridges with the cousin, so we both tried to make nice and engaged in small talk with her. During our conversation, BF mentioned that we were leaving for Melbourne for vacation in a few days. At this, cousin's eyes lit up. "Oh, that sounds like so much fun," she said. "My husband and I haven't gone anywhere since our honeymoon." She whined some more about how hard it is for them with 4 kids. If only they could afford such luxuries, etc., etc., etc. I could tell where this was going. My boyfriend probably felt sorry for her, and being the kind and generous soul that he is, offered to buy them a weekend in a resort in Mount Abu, a hill station in the Indian state of Rajasthan. Cousin, face scrunched up. "That's nice, but why can't you just take us to Melbourne with you?" BF, getting a bit annoyed but still patient. "Well, we want to spend some time alone together. Plus, we'll be meeting some close friends there. Besides, Mount Abu is a beautiful place. Your kids will love it." Cousin, in the annoying Karen tone. "I still don't see why you can't take us to Australia. You're being so selfish, going on this great trip and sticking your family with a cheap weekend getaway." BF's mom. Cousin's name. "He's making a very generous offer. Either take it or leave it." Cousin, wearing the expression that morons wear when they think they've had a bright idea. "Oh, I know. Why don't my husband and I go to Mount Abu, and you can take our kids to Melbourne?" Me. "What?" Cousin, "It's a great idea. The kids can have fun in Melbourne with you two, and my hubby and I can enjoy a peaceful weekend. This way, the kids can actually spend some time with their uncle. You never make time for them, BF. I'm offering for the last time. It's either the weekend in Mount Abu or nothing at all. And why the hell would we ruin our vacation taking care of your kids?" Cousin, "How can you say that? My kids are so well behaved. You'll have so much fun spending time with them. Besides, my husband and I could really use some quiet time together. You and Shy Girl turned Sassy don't have any responsibilities. You have no idea how hard it is to raise 4 kids. You can afford this trip. I don't see why you won't share with family." BF, "One more word, and you're losing my Mount Abu offer." On hearing this, the cousin, STFU. We all had dinner together, and she was mercifully quiet. If only her kids had followed her example. You'd think this would be the end of it, but no. We had seriously underestimated her dedication to her Karenness. On the morning of the day of our departure, Cousin showed up at my apartment with the kids in tow. I was shocked to see her, of course, and asked if something was wrong. She smiled and said, "I'm just here to drop the kids off. You're leaving tonight, right?" After taking a second to recover from the shock, I asked, "Did you fall and hit your head on something? We told you we weren't taking your kids with us. What part of that did you not understand?" She then tried to convince me that my BF had called her later on and had agreed to take her kids. I knew this was bullshit and called it as such. Cousin became enraged and asked if I was going to break her kid's heart. Why would I break our promise and how BF and I could be so cold? I called my BF, and after telling him what was going on, I turned on the speaker. My boyfriend proceeded to chew her out brutally right in front of her kids, telling her he would no longer pay for their weekend getaway and that this is exactly the kind of behavior that had made him cut ties with her. She tried to get a word in, but he wouldn't let her. Cousin took her kids and stormed off. BF and I are having a laugh over this and are still wondering what made her think that this plan would ever work.